importantly, 23. My wife says, Sean, are you crazy? I believe in the travel industry so much. We just love helping people create memories, fulfill dreams. And that's what we want to do. This is our time. Let's get out there. This is some of my team here. We've been out, we've been traveling. That was just last month. We sailed the Discovery Princess with Christine. This is Christine Kelly from Princess. And we did a training cruise. I know our work is difficult. Yeah. Truly, we work hard, we sacrifice to make sure we try out the product just for you. Why do you want to book with us? I can book online, I can call the cruise line directly, they're going to give me a better price. Absolutely not, they won't. My team has traveled to all 7 continents. We will make your trip better. We know things that you can't know. We know things that your Google machine cannot tell you because we have been there. We have sent clients there as well. We're passionate travelers. Suppliers will never sell to you direct for less than they let the travel agents, because we wouldn't sell the product. We would say, thank you, Christine, but you have to leave now.
Exactly.
But we're a preferred partner. This 3-day sail is just for us. Just Expedia Cruises. Great. This is your best time the whole year to book a Princess cruise. Yes, we've got thousands of groups blocked. So we're blocking groups now for 23 and 24. What that means is we have space locked in for a preferred price. Now think about inflation. It's like 8% now. So in 2024, fuel's going to be more, food's going to be more. You book a cruise for 2024 now, it's going to be a heck of a deal. And we've got space locked in. So it's a great time to plan your 22, 23, and 24 cruise. So start to think about 3 cruises that you want to do. Okay, so with that, I'm going to pass it on to Christine. We've been friends for years.
Yeah.
So excited that you've come up to Thunder Bay.
Yes,
You're
my
here.
first time.
Well, that's true, eh?
My very first time, yes, and I have open-toed shoes, so the ladies will understand when someone said on the flight this morning, is it snowing out? And I went, oh, I looked at my feet and went, better not be, geez. But it's quite, thank you, quite lovely, and so thank you so much. I hope everybody can see me. Hello, everyone. Oh, yes, you can. I see what's up there. Okay, I'm gonna reiterate what Sean says. I work for Princess Cruises. I actually started off at Expedia Cruises many, many years ago. So some of you may have seen my presentations like last year during virtual, Sean and I together, if you've not seen them. But I started off at Expedia Cruises. And when I came over to Princess, my main goal was to always remind people, never, ever, ever book direct with a cruise line. Because everything that we can give you, Expedia Cruises can give you, plus they have their own extras. So you're going to hear me talk about my dad, Papa Joe, throughout my presentation. Papa Joe's rule is a cruise is not a cruise unless it's 10 days or longer. Wise words were never more said, right? A lot of you are shaking your heads, so yes, you understand that. So when my parents were cruising before I got into the industry about 18 years ago, they would just go, they would book direct all the time. And I got into the business, and as I said, I started off with Expedia. And so because of different packages that Expedia had that they could give partner with the cruise lines, I was giving my parents some wine on board credit, etc. Right? Now, you all remember Edith and Archie? That was my folks. That is my folks. Okay. So dad was, mom would go, oh, Joe, stop it, right? Everything all nice. Her dad would come home and say, oh my God, Chrissy, you're gonna go broke getting us all this stuff. Stop buying us crap. I said, Dad, no, it's because I work for Expedia and they have these extra offers. And don't tell me that, Chrissy. I said, Dad, I'm telling you, it's okay. Really? Well, why the heck did they give me all that stuff before? And I said, because you book direct. You don't book direct. Why leave an offer or money or anything else on the table when you have somebody who can actually do everything for you? I haven't been on a river cruise ever. I'm going on one in July for work. I know, again, feel sorry for me. And I said to Sean today, I said, I can't figure out the website. And I'm in the industry. And so he was able to walk me through everything. So again, when he says they know stuff, yeah, they know stuff. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about Princess and where we go. So why do you travel? Why do you want to connect with people? I personally love to go and meet new people and also spend some time alone. My husband does not want to cruise with me. That's what his said. I'm like, all right, see you later, bye. If I went in November, I went on a 10-day cruise by myself because Papa Joe says 10 days or longer. I had not had a better time. I was there by myself, first freaked myself out a little bit. When I got on board, I'm like, ooh, what were you thinking? 10 days, what the hell are you gonna do? Met so many people, relaxed. In the last 2 years, it's been really stressful for us in the industry, and especially for you guys as well, wanting to get out there. But I tell you, it was one of the best trips I've ever done. So this is why I love to cruise. We are known as a destination leader. And what do we mean by that? Yes, we all take you to wonderful places, but Princess likes to change the itineraries up just a little bit so you're not always doing the same things every single year. There we go. Okay. Family cruising. Again, who loves their family? Not everybody. Let's be honest, right? You won't catch me sailing with my sister. But everybody else in my family, yes, love to. And we've all missed so many things lately. We want to make sure that we're celebrating things with the family. We have the ability to take care of multi-generational trips. They're really becoming quite popular. Family, we have programs for the kids. My daughter, whenever I take her on board, I used to have to beg her to come out of camp. You want to come spend time with mom? No, I'm good. You know, not that she didn't love me. It's just she was having such a great time learning things. Now, Princess, we may not have all the bells and whistles and stuff that some of the kids may want, but I will tell you, your kids will learn and immerse themselves in the culture that we're setting them to. And I remember when my mom took me traveling when I was a kid, we had family in Trinidad, Grenada, and Venezuela. We spent a month down there visiting family. I still remember that trip to this day. And I'll thank her so much for taking me out of school. And I did the same thing with my kid. And the teachers would say to me, you know, really not right, Miss Kelly, that you're taking your daughter out. And I said, she's 6. She's not learned how to break the camera secret, okay? Let's be honest here. She can go to a place, meet new friends, meet different cultures, and see what the world's actually about, having those experiences. So think about that for your next program. Now, again, as Sean mentioned, we've missed out on so many celebrations. I, of course, had to celebrate my 30th birthday. You know, well, the 25th anniversary of my 30th birthday, you know, while we were off COVID, but we want to make sure that we're remembering those milestones or just getting back together with everybody. We have a great celebrations program. So if you or your family members or a bunch of your friends are ready to go away, talk to your Expedia consultant, and they've got a great celebrations program. Well, they're going to remember those goodies I was telling you my parents got when I started working. This is even better program than we had before. So talk to them. If there's a bunch of you that are ready to go, they're able to help you with this, okay? And again, with COVID, of course, we weren't celebrating a lot, obviously. We weren't making the big fancy Easter dinners and Christmas dinners and stuff. I do not miss that, I will tell you. I liked not having to cook for everybody and hearing Aunt Betty complain about her bunions, right? Very happy to not hear that this year and last year. But I tell you, I can't wait to get on a ship and have somebody serving me. I was away for Easter, loved being away for Easter. I was away for American Thanksgiving. That was great too. Tom turkey on the menu? Absolutely, bring it on. Absolutely love being away on holidays. So think about that as well. So medallion class, this is the medallion. This is now your key card when you go on Princess. It's no longer like the little credit card that we used to have, or some of you may remember that silver one with the holes in it. I don't know if you all remember those to open your door and stuff like that. This is now your key card. It also helps you to buy things. And you can also order almost anything you need on our ship delivered directly to you, but we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. What I love most about this is you get out of the taxi, you hand over your luggage, you walk up and you say, hi, I'm Christine, I'm ready for my cruise, here's my ID. They go, well, here you go, Christine, here's your medallion, go right on board. You are up and upstairs in 15 minutes. Sean, am I lying?
You are not lying.
I'm not
It is a
lying.
beautiful thing.
I love this. I remember having to stand outside with Papa Joe, him complaining, Jesus, Christy, it's hot out here. Why can't we go in? Not ready yet, Dad. They're not open yet. Sorry. And we're out there with, 1,000 people that want to get on at 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, all of our cabins are ready for you to actually go straight upstairs. No more trying to break in. Remember how all of you would open that big fire door? I know you did it. We all did it. Let us go through the stuff in the cabin. It's already ready for you. You literally go right upstairs. Now, remember the other lovely thing that we all love to do. Grab your life jacket, go down with 500 of your closest friends, wait for those 2 Americans that didn't think it applied to them, that we had to wait for them, right? Oh, sorry, I was upstairs having a drink. Yeah, I want to go up too. Let's go, buddy. We all know them people, right? Now, all you need to do is on your mobile device or on your cabin, in your cabin stateroom, watch a quick safety video. It's actually quite entertaining. It's only about 5 or 6 minutes. And then we ask you to go to your muster station, so we know that you know how to get there in case of emergency. Tap your medallion and you are off and running. You can have this all done by 11:15.
And they don't close the bars.
No.
They no longer close any of the
That's right.
bars, so it's all good.
Yes, the bars are open the whole time because, well, you know where you're going. It's all great. That's the thing. That's the one, what's that?
So is the pizza joint.
And the pizza
That's
joint
my
was open,
first
yes,
stop
Alfredo's, Gigi's, all that great stuff. Keyless stateroom entry. This may not seem like a lot, but when you've gone downstairs for your latte in the morning and you're coming up with the donuts and all that too, yes, the door actually unlocks and you can just walk right in. It indicates if you're celebrating a birthday or something, it'll actually say happy birthday to you on the door. It's kind of cute, right? It's nice. Best Wi-Fi at sea. Also being able to, I think that this is really post-COVID for you. If you don't want to get up and line up at the bar, or you don't want to get up and line up at the pizza place, you can actually be sitting in your deck chair, pull out your mobile device, and if you don't have a mobile device, it's fine. You can wave down a crew member. They can order you burgers and fries, pizza, club sandwiches, whatever we've got on the menu, and have it delivered right to you, so you don't even have to get up anymore. You forget your sunscreen. God bless my daughter. She forgets her head if it wasn't attached, one of those kids. She always forgot the stuff. I'd have to sit there and go, oh, well, I'm not getting up because she's young. I don't want to leave her here by herself. I'm not sending her back to the cabin by herself. Click, click, click. They've gone down to the gift shop, picked up the sunscreen from down there, and they're delivering it to me so I don't have to move. I've now got my chairs, everything's still all good. Love this. Love being able to do this. Dine my way, I can choose where I want to eat at night. I can say, this is where I'm going to eat at this restaurant tonight. I want to go at 5:10. I want to have something at Sabatini's, or we're out at a shore excursion, you're coming back late. You can always change your dining as well. Again, if you don't want to use it on a mobile device, Papa Joe does not have a cell phone. Okay, so Papa Joe's going to use the kiosk, or he's going to ask somebody for help. He has no issue with it. He's like, this is kind of cool. Doesn't really get it, but he's going with the flow. So we'll give him that. Find your way. My father could lose himself in a paper bag. So what I love is that he can go up and say, okay, Krista told me she's gonna meet me at the Crown Grill. He can touch the different restaurants, find the Crown Grill, and we'll tell him exactly how to get there. And as he's walking by the different kiosks getting there, it'll pop up his little icon, like to say, hey, Joe, yeah, you're going the right way. So at least it helps him get there. So he's not yelling at poor crew members saying, where am I going? All right, geez, Archie, don't worry, you'll get there, right? Journey view. This again is also on your app, but it's also at all of the elevator areas. And so what we can do is, you can see the big ship there. You can actually switch the days to find out what's going on 2 or 3 days from now. Find out what the movie is in a couple days. So think, hey, you know what? I want to see Top Gun. I know it's going to be playing on Wednesday, so why don't we have specialty dining early that night so we can go up to Movies Under the Stars. You can plan all that stuff because one of the things I used to love was I'd order a Bailey's. This is pre-medallion. I'd order the Bailey's. I'd go into my cabin at night. And the little pattern was there, and I'd get to bed. And I said, "What are we going to do tomorrow?" All excited, looking at everything. Well, now I can pre-plan everything. I'm a planner, so that makes me happy. And all I have to do is tap on that one area to remind myself that's one of the what are the things I want to do? I'm gonna go to the art auction on Wednesday, and I'm gonna go to dinner early. You're gonna see all those activities there for you on your TV, on the kiosk, or in your app, just to remind you, this is what's going on. So you can plan your whole week or do absolutely nothing. It's your vacation. You decide how you want to enjoy it. As you mentioned, best Wi-Fi at sea. So if you want to be able to still keep in touch with home, or you may want to send some pictures back saying, haha, I'm here, look, they just delivered me a drink. What are you doing? I do that a lot. We have the ability to do that for you. And as we mentioned, whatever you want delivered, wherever you want. Now, when I'm away, yes, I do work. I am working on the ship sometimes. And so in between meetings, I don't have a lot of time to eat. So what I've done is I order some pizza to be delivered to my stateroom. I know I'm going to be there in probably 15 minutes. I pre-order it, and by the time I get to my stateroom, it's in there. I can have a quick bite, freshen up, off to my next meeting. So again, this is for someone like myself, but again, if you're thinking, hey, I think when I get back, I'm gonna want some tea and some tea sandwiches. You can have that ready for you when you walk in your room. How nice is that? Not having to get something, okay, now I gotta wait. I gotta go and line up. This is what I love about it. And again, dine where, how, and who you want to dine with. You can cross-reference people on your app, or again, ask the waiters to help you with that. And say, I want to dine with Sean and his wife tonight. They'll make the arrangements, and they'll have you, they'll have it all ready for you, your table. You can choose the same table every night, or you can change it up. This will be across all of our fleet once we're all back to sea, so we're quite excited about that. If you really don't want anything to do with that, we are still able to give you the original key card if you want. We do have that ability, and then you don't have to deal with the app. So again, for some of you that may not want to have anything to do with this, it's fine. We still have the ability to go back to how it was before.
Can I share something with you?
Yes.
My travel agent.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
She talked to us about the medallion when we booked a Princess cruise this February last. And this medallion was intriguing, but for the first part, I was a little nervous about it.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got our medallions. My husband and I arranged to have lunch together, but he went one way, I went the other, and we got our wires crossed. So that medallion, the fellow in the restaurant found my husband with the medallion.
Yeah.
Brought him to me. But the thing was, he had ordered a rum and coke where he was. When they brought my husband to me, the waiter brought the rum and coke, and he was gone.
Yeah.
So they found him too, and
Exactly.
brought him his rum and coke
Yeah.
to where he was.
Mhm.
I love the medallion now. I have one at home.
You want one at home? I know, we all want one. Oh, okay, yes, you want it to work at home, yeah, I get it.
It was amazing. So
Yeah.
there's testimony to that.
No, absolutely, it is good in that aspect where, we kidded that you can actually turn that option off if you don't want to be found. So, you do have the ability. We don't allow it for the kids though, and that's only for safety reasons, right? You're always gonna want to know where your kids are. But, like if I brought my sister on board, I'm gonna shut it off because I want her to find me, right? Oh God, she's already there, that's good enough. But, hopefully if you're watching Janet, I love you. Anyway, but anyhow, no, I totally understand what you're saying. And the one big joke was that the men would shut it off because they don't want the wives knowing they're in the casino, and the women would shut it off because she doesn't want the men know that they're in the shops. So, that's really fine. So either way, it's all workable. So I'm glad it worked out for you. Did we go up a couple or?
Nope.
Okay, no, we're good. All right, great. So the Caribbean, are you coming in with me now?
So join me for a few.
Okay, sure. We always like to banter off each other, right? We've known each other for a long time. So we have 24 Caribbean islands that you can go to, 87 departures, 21 different itineraries, so many places to go in the Caribbean, and Sky and Enchanted are two of our recent one besides Discovery. And we have a new ship coming out in a couple of years as well, but we can't really talk about it yet because they haven't named it yet. But we do have more coming out. But here's a nice picture of the Caribbean. Have you been to all these places yet?
Not all of them.
Not all of them, exactly. Right. I like that idea though. Not all of them yet. So just a quick itinerary here, round trip Fort Lauderdale, 7 days, Papa Joe doesn't like this one, so we'll keep going. Again, 7-day Western with Mexico, that's great, yes, you can still do that, but
Just
we
a
of course
tease.
want the 10-day, because Papa Joe loves the 10-day, right? You know, you're all gonna come in and say, I want to do what Papa Joe's doing, yeah, he's a lot of fun. He's still crowded, but he's a lot of fun. Round trip Fort Lauderdale, Curacao, Bonaire, Grenada, Dominica, St. Thomas, and Princess Keys. Now, our beverage package that most of you will always get now with your purchase or your trip. The beverage package it actually works on Princess Keys, our private island as well. So you're not having to again take money out of your pocket to buy drinks when you're on our private island. It transfers over there as well.
And the Wi-Fi works as well.
And the Wi-Fi works as well, if that's something that you're looking for.
I did a team meeting from Princess Keys, so sad, but I did, so,
Sean wanted me to highlight these as well,
Well-
because again, Papa Joe approved.
yeah.
14-day Circle Caribbean, again, this is so nice, is that because you're doing the ABC Islands, you can see here at the bottom, including Barbados, St. Vincent, Martinique, St. Kitts, St. Thomas, such a beautiful itinerary if you've got 2 weeks. We don't do this one all the time. As you can see, this is for March of 2023. We have 1 sailing on that. So if this is what you're interested in, you want to go with that. Or if you want to do 20 Caribbean Explorer, again, round trip Fort Lauderdale, adding in Tortola and San Juan.
See the Caribbean, or, you know, do it all at once, like January, let's go for 20 days, go for 30 days, and you can, you know, go back and like do another one again. So, January was terrible this year,
Yeah.
horrid. Let's get on a
Let's
ship.
get on a ship together, exactly. And then if you've done Fort Lauderdale, you want to do something a little different, we are back in Galveston, Texas. So here's a different itinerary for you again. We'll give you a nice little map. We love maps. It's easier for you to understand where everything's going, right? A nice 10-day, Papa Joe approved, with Grand Cayman round trip Galveston is one option. But we also have a Panama Canal option out of Galveston, also an ending in San Francisco. We were just in San Francisco, Sean and I, and
Yes.
part of the team. I love that port, seeing the seals, and you're all nodding, right? You know, I happened to wake up, well, my boss texted me at 5:30 in the morning. It was 8:30 back home. I said, hi, remember, I'm on the West Coast. Thank God he did, because I happened to look outside and we were going under the Golden Gate Bridge. And I was jump out of bed, trying to take a selfie. Here we go. Yeah, I'm there. Love it. Just beautiful place. And again, this is a great trip. Do you want to?
Yeah, no, I did the Panama Canal in March. And, yeah, it was, I thought that I was, you know, 20 years too young to do the Panama Canal. But no, it was great. It was neat, you know, going through the canal. Costa Rica was amazing. I did the Panama Canal train along the canal, just really, really,
Interesting trip.
you've got to do it once.
You do.
Absolutely.
I'm super happy that I did it. I have never had a chance to do 10-day because I'm always working. And I was able to, I had a little extra time, and my boss said, will you take a vacation already?
Yeah,
And I thought, oh, okay. And for me to do that Panama Canal trip, I just, the places I saw and just watching the marvel of seeing how they do it, I finally understood. I've been selling it all my, you know, for many, many years, but I finally got it on how it works. So Panama Canals, we're talking about Ruby Island, Caribbean Princess, and Royal Princess is doing this itinerary. We have 2 different types. A 10-day round trip Fort Lauderdale, which is the partial, going through the new set of locks, or we have the 15-day ocean to ocean sailing between Fort Lauderdale and Los Angeles or San Francisco. As I mentioned, I did the partial transit. What I want to suggest is if you are looking to do this, I was up on deck 16 on Lido. That's where I love to be. I like to be able to just walk out, go and lie down on the deck, or go get my pizza and maybe come back to my cabin and do some work or whatever. But if you are looking at that and you want to be able to see and not be up front in the bow with everybody else at 5 o'clock in the morning when we're starting to go through, the bridge will block your view where I was. So you want to be down a little bit further, maybe be on Carib deck, or get yourself down a little bit further, be in a mini suite, have a lot of room out on your balcony there to be able to sit and go through. Now, another tip on that, as you go through this, I was taping it and a lady beside me was talking to her husband and she said, I don't get this. seems like it's a one-way street. How are we getting back? And I thought, that's a good question, right? I get it. I understand what she's talking about here. So as we're going through, we get through to Gatun Lake. A lot of people will then get off and do an excursion. If you're not getting off and doing an excursion, you will then turn around with us and come back through. That's when hardly anybody's on board. And if you want to go stand at the bow, there'll be nobody else around you. Okay? That's if you're going to do it that way. But otherwise, get yourself a cabin a little further down underneath deck 16 so the bridge doesn't block your view, and then you're able to sit on the balcony. We actually do go over the speaker system and tell you what's happening and what you're hearing and what you're seeing and all that. So you're not going to miss out. Okay? And of course, go see the sloths. I nicknamed my kid Sloth as soon as she was born. I had no idea that how much she actually is like a sloth when I heard about all the things that I did when I learned there. But again, going to see the sloth sanctuary, when you're going through Costa Rica, just even going into Cabo, it's so great, isn't it? They're lovely. They're so great. It's sad because some of them are hurt at the sanctuary, but they're there and they're happy and they're thriving. But you do see them in the trees as you're going by. It's quite fantastic. Canada, New England. I always get, my friends always say to me, why do you sell Canada, New England? Do you not know you live in Canada? Yes, I do know. However, I'm actually from Toronto. I live in Peterborough, Ontario now, if any of you know where that is. I'm sure you do. It's a big bustling city, right? I love it there. But the trees and the color of the trees and the beauty and the people on the East Coast are just so welcoming. The food in Bar Harbor, the food in Boston, it's just an amazing trip. I usually, because my territory does end up in Atlantic Canada, some of my locations I have to go to as well. I would get on in New York, I'd sail up and I'd visit all my ports of call and all my agents up there. But sailing down the St. Lawrence and seeing those colors in the fall, if you've never done it, folks, honest to God, it is a really different experience that I highly recommend.
Absolutely, and we probably sell 90% of the 10-day one because it's going down the St. Lawrence. Quebec City is just an incredible city. You can spend like 3 or 4 days there. It's a great itinerary because the flights are simple. Porter goes there, Air Canada. It's a shorter flight, so yeah.
And you can use the ship as your hotel because we do an overnight in Quebec. So it gives you time if you want to get there early or if you want to get there midday. And then also if you're thinking of maybe even going into Toronto after that, literally the train station is right at the port. Like people I see getting off the ship, dragging their bags and going to the train station and going to a different destination. So that's another little tip if you're looking into that. But again, we have one sailing on this, Greenland and Canada. So again, adding in Greenland on top of this great round trip New York vacation. Why not?
How many people have been to Greenland?
Can you say, I bet your friends have.
I haven't been to Greenland yet. I mean, that's a country down on my list for sure. And it's going to St. John's, Newfoundland. And apparently that is like a very few ships go there and they pull out all the stops. They can't wait for the cruise passengers to get there. And the Newfoundlanders, they know how to give you a good time.
They sure do. Again, that's my territory, so I'm up there quite a bit. But I have sailed in and out of here, and there's a gentleman that we don't know who he is. He's not employed by any of the cruise lines, but he dresses up in his Scottish garb and he plays the bagpipes as the ships are sailing away. It is so emotional. And he just does it because he loves it. Like I said, nobody knows who he is really. He just shows up and he starts playing, and it's so beautiful to have that. And he literally, as we're sailing away, he's walking towards the end and he stands there and then he just waves at everybody. It's really sweet. Again, just something different. You haven't been to Greenland. Even you guys, probably not. Okay. All right, and again, Papa Joe approved 16-day Greenland and Canada, plus a 14-day land tour of the Americas.
Yeah, so probably most of us haven't been to Washington or to Philadelphia. You can tack on this land portion. It's kind of the national treasure, that movie where
Nicolas Cage
Nicolas Cage steals the declaration.
Declaration
So
of Independence.
you're kind of going through that to Washington.
We don't encourage that.
Gettysburg, no, we won't be able to, oh, I'm sorry to say.
It's not part of the tour.
Philadelphia back to New York, board the ship, go to Quebec City, so, just
Beautiful trip.
neat way to do it.
Mhm. And where are we now? California coast. We're gonna whip through this one because there's way too many itineraries to go. But again, wine country, we have 8 ships there. 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, can't count. 8 ships. We have a 9th one to be going out there as well. Lots of different itineraries there, but we want to draw your attention to this lovely 20-day Central America out of San Diego, including Guadalupe, Cabo San Lucas. We were just in Cabo. I love Cabo, great place. And if you are going to go to Cabo, there's a great restaurant called The Office on the Beach. You literally are sitting on the beach. It's all covered. The food is incredible. If you're going there, trust me, remember The Office, or just ask one of the consultants. They know I talk about it quite a bit. So
Senior Frogs causes more people to miss their ship than any other bar down in the.
so go to The Office.
Yes.
Go to The Office. Hawaiian Tahiti. Now, this itinerary changes on us quite a bit. We don't always go to Tahiti. We have been very lucky to keep Tahiti in our arsenal for the next little while. But we do late nights in Honolulu, round trip Los Angeles, San Francisco. We do have one sailing, I believe, out of Vancouver,
Correct.
and also round trip out of San Diego. But we also have, again, there's the one sailing we have there for this year on Crown Princess leaving Vancouver. So if it's something that, you don't really want to fly all the way down to Los Angeles, Vancouver's again, and then, you have to connect.
Yeah.
Right, but going from here to Toronto and then over to Vancouver, it's an easier way to go. But this one again, 28 days, 2 sailings only. So
We
again,
love this itinerary. We sell tons of this. It's usually spring and fall, November, March, 2 great times to be gone for 28 days. So many people want to go to French Polynesia, but it's a long flight to get there. Why don't you just take your time, meander down to Hawaii, French Polynesia, you're gonna go to America Samoa, and then 9 days at sea back to Los Angeles.
with an overnight board.
Yes, so I mean, French Polynesia is the Caribbean without the people. It's a magical place, absolutely, so.
And now we are in Mexico. Discovery Princess, our newest ship, will be sailing there with us this year. 7-day round trip LA, of course, is the old Love Boat, right? Itinerary, Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta. Big tip, if you're going to this itinerary, Mazatlan, we have an amazing short excursion called Salsa and Salsa. I just did it recently. You literally learn how to make 6 different types of salsa, and then they feed you tequila through the whole thing, and then they expect you to salsa after that. It is, it's quite amazing to be able to try to salsa with all that stuff in you, but it is one of the fun. It was a great excursion. So if you're looking at doing that, we have that. Plus a great 12-day San Francisco round trip, again, 1 sailing only. So these special itineraries only happen once or twice, and on our beautiful Royal Princess with an overnight in Cabo. So plenty of time to go to the office for lunch or dinner. And then we also have, we don't do it, but the locals put on a fireworks show for the ship while we're sitting in port, and just sailing up to a cruise ship in the middle of the night with all the lights on. It's really magical. And we literally are, the tenders are open 24/7. Yeah, so if you want to come back at 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll have somebody there to pick you up. I don't recommend that. Be safe, always be safe. Europe. I love to have this map instead. So a lot of you say, oh, I've been to Europe. I've done it.
I want to cruise there. I want to cruise to Europe and see it all.
Have you really done Europe? That's how many ports of call we have for you to enjoy in Europe. So don't tell me you've all done it, right? If you have, God bless you, that's great. So starting off with the Med, again, these are just a couple of itineraries. We have many, many more options for you. This is a Rome to Athens, including Crete, Mykonos, Kusadasi, Istanbul, and Naples.
Istanbul is back, Turkey's back, first time since 2018. 18, so super excited to get back into there. Great country to visit.
Round trip Athens option, again, 21 days, best of the med, look at all the ports of call. I'm not gonna say them all because it'll take me all night to do it, right? So just think, a nice 21 days if you have the opportunity, but also we also have small segments of that as well. So you can do 14 days, or you can do 2 10s, or 1 10 and a 7. We have the ability to mishmash those for you. Scandinavian Baltic, round trip Copenhagen, 11-day trip with Berlin, Visby, Tallinn, Helsinki, Stockholm, and Oslo.
You will notice there's no St. Petersburg, and it's probably gonna be many years before we get to go back into there, so don't let that keep you from going on the Baltics. Stockholm's amazing, Helsinki, just like Northern Ontario. Tallinn, I mean, I could spend, 3 days there as well, so, and there's probably gonna be some great deals on the Baltics as well, so, amazing deals, so.
And British Isles, this is one itinerary, or this segment is always something that sells out for every cruise line. So if you are thinking you want to do the Baltic, make sure you talk to your consultant soon enough. A lovely round trip Southampton, so again, going straight to London, doing Cork, Dublin, Portland, Guernsey. I have family in Guernsey, I've stayed there. Beautiful, just stunning place. Edinburgh, Glasgow, the Loch Ness. Stay out of the monster for me while you're there. And of course, Paris is all included. A nice touch of a whole bunch of different places that maybe you may have had the chance to visit, and some of them you may not. Now, you always hear us talk about Alaska cruise tours. We also have Europe cruise tours, and we have cruise tours for other destinations. So we just wanted to bring your attention to that. It just as for example, so you could do a 10-day cruise with us through Italy, but also starting off in Venice, doing a motor coach and also a train service, getting you down to Rome to be able to do our Barcelona Rome itineraries. Think about getting there early. It's nice to be able to go to Europe early, get accustomed to the time change, get a couple days in and see where you're going. This is a lovely place to go ahead of time. With the flight changes, the flight cancellations, there's nobody at the airport to help you check in. People are missing their flights nowadays. I would hate for you to not go in a few days early and miss out on your cruise that you've been waiting to go on these last 2 years. Talk about doing a cruise tour. It's an investment to go over there. So go there a few days early. Let Princess take you from start to finish on a great tour.
Yeah. And plus, some of the cities that you're gonna be able to go to, like, this is like Budapest, Vienna, Prague, Berlin, Rostock. You can't go to those places by a big ship. So I mean, there's great places to visit as well, so.
So always think about a tour prior to or even after. And the exotics, of course, we're going to, maybe go there, there we go.
Yes.
South America and Antarctica, Sapphire Princess will be doing these great itineraries. December 1st, we have a 34-day Antarctica, Andes, and Cape Horn Grand Adventure. So going all the way around. If you've never done this, again, it stops in so many different places, but also even we have Antarctica and Cape Horn. So cruising through the Antarctic there, stopping in the Falkland Islands, ending in Santiago. But again, we have cruise tours that you can also do pre or post. Machu Picchu, of course, and Iguazu Falls. These are a couple choices that we have.
2 things that you've got to do if you go to South America. You've got to go to Iguazu Falls. You got to see Machu Picchu. And I just wanted to throw out, so South America, Australia, all these exotics, these have been closed now for 3 years. And in 2023, 24, there's going to be limited ships going there too. So space is going to be really limited. So you want to lock in that space early because there's going to be such a demand. People are looking for those longer cruises, more exotic cruises, better travel experiences. So don't wait.
And we're hearing a lot more from the environmental police, I wanna call them, I don't even know who's actually giving us these things, but they're saying certain cruise ships are not allowed in because it's upsetting the ecosystem and things like that. So as Sean's mentioning, they're gonna take away some of these itineraries from us soon enough. So if you're thinking about doing these exotics, this is the time to get in and get on them. As we mentioned, Australia, New Zealand, 4 great ships, including Majestic Princess, who used to just be in Japan, in China. She was built for that market, but she's now spreading her wings and going over to Australia, which is great.
Cruising's back open there. They restarted 4 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So the ships are back in Australia. They're back in New Zealand next month as well.
And of course, the great Outback and Ultimate Outback Adventures, and our wonderful Cross the Ditch program is, which incorporates the New Zealand part of where, that's what they call it. If you're going from New Zealand to Australia, they call that across the ditch. So we bring that type of excitement and different ports of call on the ship with you. Now, we all have 111 days, right? Yes? And tomorrow night, one of us is gonna win that 70 million.
Yeah.
So then we can book this one, right? Actually, you don't even need the 70 million. It's not as much as you may think.
It's not, and we've sold more world cruises in the last 12 months than our
Yes.
previous 15 years combined.
Mhm.
And so, you know, do you really want to go to Florida, sit in that trailer, look at your neighbor's underwear down on the clothesline? Or do you want to get on a ship and see the whole world?
Mhm.
So, you know, this is one of those definite bucket list trips. When you think about your bucket list, we always want to start, you know, the bottom. Let's start at the top. Let's like start to pick up, you know, pick off the top of the list. And this is definitely there. So there is plenty of room on the 2024 World Cruise.
23 sold out.
23 is completely sold out. A lot of the cruise lines who have been launching their world cruises, they've been selling out in like 30 minutes. So there's that kind of demand.
And if you
So-
don't have 111, you can go 97 days. It's fine. We have that one for you as well. Now, this one is not combinable with 3-day sail. However, we can look at segments of the world cruise that does combine with the 3-day sail benefit. But again, if you're gonna book this,
We'll make it work.
we're gonna get you the type of offer that you're gonna get on 3-day sail. If this is what you're looking for. It is a great itinerary, again, 51 destinations, 2 different time zones, crossing the equator twice. It's a great trip.
Just spectacular.
Spectacular. And Alaska. I love Alaska. If I could go every single year, I would. This is one of my favorite destinations. We have been #1 Alaska for the last 19 years. People want to go see the mountains. They want to see the wildlife. And of course, the glaciers. And Princess does it for you in a nice big boat. We have 3 different ways of doing this. You can do our Sea Alaska, which is our round trip cruises, which are inside passage, and I'll show you the map in a second so you can understand what I mean by that. We have our Voyage of the Glaciers, which is a north or southbound option, and then we also have our cruise tour option. So again, remember we were talking about cruise tours earlier, where you can add on before or after your cruise. This is where it all kind of stemmed from. So our 7 to 14 day options, which are round trip Seattle, we have only 2 sailings out of round trip Vancouver going to Alaska and San Francisco. You still get glacier viewing experiences when you do the inside passage. You're just not adding on the land portion after that or before. With the Voyage of the Glaciers, you're going to do a 7-day cruise, adding on a cruise tour after that. Or like my dad, he doesn't want to do the cruise tour. Too much walking for me, Chrissy. Okay, Dad, no problem. He likes to do the 7-day Voyage of the Glaciers northbound and then come back southbound, and then he flies home from there because it's 14 days and Papa Joe likes his 10 days or longer. So that's what he likes to do. So I leave him on and I go off and do the land portion. It's all good. But here's a map as we're talking about. So out of Vancouver, you would go up, you do Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway. In Ketchikan, or anybody that loves to fish, we have an excursion called Cook My Catch. What you do is you're gonna go out with our team. Whatever you catch that day is brought back on the ship, and the chef prepares it for you for dinner that night and serves it to you in the dining room. Awesome excursion. I've had so many people do this. They love it. They're so proud. They're like, look at me. I caught that. Okay, that's great. You ate it too. And then if you're going up to the, doing the land portion afterwards, you're going all the way up to Anchorage, and then you catch one of our trains. And then we take you into the different lodges that we own. So again, 7-day, 3 ports plus Glacier Bay National Park. And then we have a train ride where we take you into the heart of Alaska, so you're actually going to see it. And then our lodges, which has, every cruise tour has Denali National Park in your package. We own the 5 lodges, as you see here. Mount McKinley and Denali are the 2 that a lot of people will go and see on at least a minimum of a 3-day tour, and could end up at the end at the Fairbanks Lodge. I personally always recommend get the long flight out of the way first. If you're doing a land portion, fly to Fairbanks or fly to Anchorage first. Let us do the land portion with you first, so you're running around doing all your good stuff, seeing all the wonderful places and stuff. And then get on the cruise and sail back down to Vancouver with your easy flight home after that. That's what I recommend. If you're looking again to fish, Copper River and Kenai Lodge are a little bit off the beaten path, but again, a little just if you really want to fish, those are the 2 lodges that you really want to go to. And our North to Alaska program, as I mentioned, we've got that Cook My Catch. We also partner with the Discovery Channel. So anybody seen the Deadliest Catch TV show? Well, we have those captains of those ships, as long as some of the crew members, does the excursion for us. I've sailed on that one. I went on it a few years ago. And we don't slap you around and throw you around like they all have to do that. Like we do actually sail you nice and calmly throughout. And we stop in this one area where the eagles come soaring in right in front of you and snatching fish right out of the water. It was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Of course, what's the first thing you do? Grab your phone. Oh my gosh, I gotta take pictures of this. I'm like, oh, Sarah's gotta see this. My kid's not gonna believe it. And my friend and I looked at each other and we just put our phones away and said, we're never going to see something like this with our own eyes again. It was so breathtaking. And these captains, like I said, the ones from the TV show, they're on board with us. Tell us about the wonderful stories and all the adventures that they've had. Great excursion. Again, if you're going to do this, make sure you talk to them. We bring the lumberjacks on board. We have the park rangers come on board. So again, grab your balcony, sit out in your balcony, order your drink to your room, have somebody come in, bring you some pizza, and just listen to the park rangers talk to you about the glaciers. You want to be there to hear an iceberg happen. It is a sound unlike any other. And you know when you smile, when you hear a baby giggle, when you hear an iceberg happen, oh my God, you'll just sit there and go, wow. If you've never done Alaska, my dad, my mom, this is one of their favorite itineraries. And for me, I will go back every single year if I can. This is our ultimate Alaska tour. It's 17 nights, 10 nights on land. So you get 2 nights in each one of our lodges. Now, I want to remind you that with Princess, as we say, we tie it up in a bow. We take care of you from start to finish. What does that mean? If you're going to go up to Anchorage and start up in Fairbanks, we highly suggest that you pack a carry-on bag and you hand over your large luggage to us. Obviously, keep your medications, any other documents that you're going to need with you at all times in that carry-on. You then give Princess your large luggage. The next time you see that will be in your cabin. So you're not having to carry all those bags. You're just going to have that carry-on that you're going to need, because trust me, you're going to wear jeans, you're going to wear layers and all that. We have places for you to wash your clothes if you want. So don't have to have a lot of stuff with you, but you're just getting in and off the trains, you're getting on and off the motor coaches as well. So we want you to be able to feel free to do whatever you want. With this one, as I said, 2 nights in each one of our lodges, along with our 7-day cruise. It comes with our fully escorted tour. So there's somebody with you at all times telling you what you're seeing, what you're experiencing. Comes with the Tundra Wilderness Tour, Steam Riverboat Tour. I've done that. Awesome, lots of fun. The Gold Dredge Tour, and most of your meals are included. This is one of the ultimate tours for you to do. Again, it's a lot of days at the lodge. So we do have anywhere from 3 to 10 days. So just talk to your consultant and they're going to walk you through it. It's a great product to do. Now I got to talk about all this health stuff still. We're almost through this, folks. I can tell you can see the light. But We still are obviously asking for pre-cruise testing up to at least 3 days, in some cases if you have a booster. Talk to your cruise consultant, they will explain to you the destination they're going to with the restrictions that we currently have. And it's not us, it's the CDC, we're just following their rules, okay? Masks on board are recommended. They are not required, but in some areas they are. I personally wore my mask inside the elevators, it was just more comfortable for me. But everywhere else I was fine walking around. And of course, when you're eating, you're not having to sit there and pull it up and just kind of throw it. But if that's what you want to do, you can. This is your vacation. This is one thing I always loved about cruising. It's designed for you to enjoy it at your pace and how you want to do it. So just remember that. However you feel comfortable, we are happy to help you with that. And kids under 5 are able to sail. And again, I think there's a new vaccine out now. I don't know. I don't have time to listen to all that stuff, but this is what's going on right now. We do have it updated all the time. You can always go to princess.com/cruise health FAQ or talk to your Expedia consultant. Now, 3-day sail, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. It will begin at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be up because that's my job.
Don't call us, we won't be.
Don't call.
Picking
They
up
don't-
the phone at 3 in the
Right,
morning.
you do not need to, you don't need to be up at 3 a.m. telling your consultant what you want. I highly recommend you're gonna make an appointment prior to that and just talk to your consultant and make sure they know what you're interested in. You'll receive Princess Plus and Princess Premier. We have 2 different packages, or Princess Premier, pardon me, we have 2 different packages, but just for the purpose, this is our Wi-Fi, our beverage package, and your crew incentive, formerly known as gratuities. Now, when you're booking with Princess, I highly recommend getting some sort of beverage package. Because if you're going to go on board and just buy the Princess Saver, which we'll talk about in a second, it is your standard. You do not get the Wi-Fi, you do not get your crew incentive. So this is all, oh, you don't get the drinks. If you buy a drink on board, you're not only paying for the drink, but you're also paying the 18% gratuity on top of that every time you order a drink. That adds up. I mean, I'm Irish, to be honest, that adds up for me. So, and Sean.
Not just that, so we were cruising on the Panama Canal, and there was one guy on the ship who didn't have the drink package, just one. And he made sure everybody knew, who's buying me a drink, who's buying me, because he didn't want to pay for it. Don't be that person. And
I'm
it's-
not giving up one of my drinks, I'm just saying.
And it's,
Love you all, but.
and it's just not beer and wine, it's specialty coffees, it's freshly squeezed orange juice. It's
Milkshakes.
milkshakes,
Red Bull.
water, Red Bull. So even if you don't drink alcohol, there's still plenty of value there as well. So
Yeah, if you don't drink, yeah, so we all chuckling, yeah, who doesn't? There are people that don't drink alcohol, so that's all good. Because I do get that question a lot, is that, well, I don't drink enough. Well, would you like to have a latte in the morning? Would you like to have a latte at night? You know, just even those, they add up. And then just adding that 18% gratuity each time if you don't have the package. When you do have the package, it's already included. Okay?
just a note about the pre-booking, sorry.
Yeah.
Last year, during a pandemic, we booked 600 cabins, $2.5 million of Princess in 3 days. So we're gonna be very busy those 3 days because there's no pandemic. We're like ready to start to travel again. So please talk to your consultant prior to June the 9th. Let's like pick it out. Let's like fill out the form. Let's be ready. We can just like book that on the 9th, get you the best pick, the best stateroom, the best price. So that's-
And with that, you'll also receive up to $700 onboard credit. Now that is the Expedia offer that is partnering with Princess. This is an Expedia deal. You cannot, folks, remember, you cannot call Princess and say, I want the 3-day sail deal. We cannot give it to you. You can only book it with Expedia Cruises. Now, they also offer you the reduced deposit. So for $125 Canadian, or $100 US, depends on how you want to book it. That is a fully refundable deposit. And I want to tell you a quick story. A few years ago, there was 2 sailings for this trip that I wanted to go away with my daughter to Europe. One was in July, one was in August. And what happened was I said, oh, I'm going to book the one in August because Sarah didn't want to be away for her birthday. Okay, fine, she birthday's in July. I wish I would have booked both because my little niece went off to New York got engaged, and then came home and said, I'm getting married in August. Damn it, I have to cancel my trip. Love you, okay, I'll be there, no problem. Had I put a refundable deposit on the July sailing and on the August sailing, could have canceled the August and still went in July and still got the deal. It's fully refundable. You may not get that vacation time off. We all have that one person in the office that hears when you're going and they're just gonna book it anyway because they've got 2 days seniority over you and they get it for you. We all have one. Don't let that happen to you. It's fully refundable. So choose the sailings that you want to go on. Again, if you end up canceling, it's fine, but we can't give you this offer after 3-day sailing. Okay? And of course, the Expedia extras as well are added on. Plus there's more layers, but here's the packages that we're talking about. So Princess Standard comes with only your Princess dining and accommodations, bare bones, and the medallion class. This of course is free, but that's what's included. When you buy Princess, when you add Princess Plus on, although it says $50 per day, Expedia has the price locked in at $40 per person per day. Again, another value that only Expedia can offer, okay? And it comes with crew appreciation, the Wi-Fi, your beverage package, etc. We have another package called Princess Premier, which gives you prizes, photo package, 2 specialty dining, and everything that Princess Plus gives you. But again, talk to your consultant, find out what works best for you. What's the best value for you and your family when you're gonna go away?
Perfect.
Now, here's all the layers that we have. So you're going to get Princess Plus, the 3-day sail onboard credit, the beverage package, the Wi-Fi, and the crew appreciation. You're gonna also receive an onboard coupon booklet. We have the reduced deposit, fully refundable. I always want to remind you that you're not committed to going. Group amenities, which Sean mentioned, they go in and they have so many group spaces. And what we mean by that is that it's just a locked-in price at the lowest possible price that Princess has previously. Even though we may be selling out of that itinerary, they have the group rate that's still lower than what Princess can give to you. So talk to them about getting those groups
We have tens of thousands of cabins
Yeah.
put aside.
for this sale and for you as well. And with that, you'll also get additional onboard credit on top of the up to $700 that you're gonna get for the 3-day sale offer. Expedia points, the future if you have future cruise deposit, again, every time you go away, folks, please buy a future cruise deposit on whatever cruise line you're sailing on. Because with that, it's the deposit that you now can use when you come back home, and cruise lines give you onboard credit for saying thank you for buying a deposit, saying you're gonna come back and sail with us. So every single time, and again, that's refundable if you don't use it within 2 years. So every time you go on, buy at least one. I know people that go on and buy 10. And they just keep doing it because it's free money. That deposit gives you an onboard credit, so it's actually a discount off your cruise. Captain Circle savings, so as soon as you sail with us once, you get additional discounts. If you're active or retired military, I can't tell by looking at you if you're active or retired military, so please tell your cruise consultant. They will ask you to fill out a quick form. We add it onto your Captain Circle number, which is your identification with Princess. And each and every time you sail with Princess, as a thank you for your service, we add additional onboard credit on top of everything else we're already giving you. As well as a future cruise credit benefits or Carnival shareholder. If you're a Carnival shareholder, if you have 100 shares with Carnival Corp, and you can sail on any Carnival Corp ship and you will receive onboard credit on top of everything else we're already doing.
And Cardinal is trading at $13 a share.
$13 right now.
So 100 shares is $1,300. You book a 10+ day cruise with Princess, you're gonna get about $150 shipboard credit. So just like
Every single time.
Carnival was trading at $65
They were.
24 months ago. So
So up to $700 onboard credit, but if you're with the military, we'll add on more. If you have the shareholder benefit, you will add on more onboard credit, plus the group benefits onboard credit that Expedia has as well. This is the best time for you to book. We also have Canadian dollars at par on certain sailings for 2022. So if you're thinking of going away, this is again a great time to do it. Talk to your consultant. They have a list of sailings that we have available for that. If you are solo travels, we do have some sailings for you at a reduced rate as opposed to the 200%. We were offering it anything from 100, 150%. And as I mentioned before, if you're active or retired military, as a thank you, we want to add on additional onboard credit as a thank you for your service. So our question to you is, where are you going? Where are we all going next?
22, 23, 24, three
available.
cruises to book. So.
Exactly. Any questions?
What kind of
Yes.
restrictions do they have at the islands now? I mean,
You know, it's
changing all the time, I
it
guess,
depends.
right?
It does change all the time. However, when I was doing Panama, and I did Panama in November, when I got off in Cartagena.
Okay.
It was, I was like, well, I'm just gonna walk to the pier. There's like a little jungle right there. I didn't want to go on an excursion. And I said, so I can not wear a mask, right? They're like, no, ma'am. It's illegal to not wear it. I'm like, oh, geez, I don't want to get arrested down here. Okay, no problem. I'll wear the mask for a few minutes, right, as I walk down. But other than that, we do advise you prior to you getting off, but it's changing so often. When we went to Cabo, no mask.
Yeah.
When I was in Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, I only had the mask on in the cab. I put it on the cab. Other than that, it was pretty free. So it is changing.
Yeah, Cayman's just reopened about 6 weeks ago. They're kind of the last Caribbean island to reopen, so most of the Caribbean ports are back. Hawaii, there was no like masking at all, so it's pretty well getting back to normal. I would just say be aware of your surroundings. You know, don't only put yourself in a great big group of people in senior frogs.
Yeah.
Right now, like that, like may not be, you know, maybe like next year, but yeah, just be around.
You have a question?
Yes, if you take a land tour first and you're supposed to have your COVID test before you get on the ship, how do you arrange that?
If we're doing the tour, like if you're booking the
land tour?
the land tour, thank you. I'm sitting there, I know what I want to say, it's not coming out, oh, I'm having a stroke. No, yeah, we'll cover that cost. But if not, then your consultant will let you know if that's not part of the package. But if you're, and because it's right now it's 1 day, you can do it 3 days ahead. It just depends on where you're actually sailing from. But yeah, if we're doing the tour, we usually pay for it.
And you arrange the,
Yeah, so we'll either do it on the tour. So for instance, if you're doing the land portion in Alaska, we do it at one of the lodges prior to you getting on board. So it's
Oh,
all,
okay.
we'll say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, your
Testing
time
time.
is this time, testing time, and
Yeah.
off you come down and off we go. So
okay, so you can't bring your own.
you can, yeah, if you want to do it yourself, absolutely.
Oh, okay, so that's allowed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't do the green box one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one, because it has to be in this, and I will tell you, okay, this is a funny story, but I went to Buffalo because my girlfriend and I always go to Buffalo. We live down, you know, close enough to the border to drive there, and she was dying to go shopping, and so I said, okay, let's go. I said, and as we go over, she says, I have the green kit. I said, Jules, we can't use that. I said, it has to be administered. She goes, why? We'll just tape each other. And I'm like, thinking, okay, you know, because we're just so excited. We're shopping again, right? So there we are. We're in the Walgreens parking lot and we're videotaping. She's like, hi, I'm Julianne Lotus and I'm doing this right now. Blah, blah, blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was killing myself laughing. I'm thinking, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. But anyhow, she had the Ziploc bags out. She's got the Sharpie. She's writing our names down, the times and the whole bit. We go and do our shopping and we're coming over the border and pull up and we get, you know, and it's like, hi. It says, hi, you know, citizenship, whatever, hand everything. I've got little Ziploc bags. I hand them over to him. And he comes over and he goes, what's this? Pregnancy test? And I went, well, I'm pretty happy they're negative. I don't know about you, Joel. It's every right? And so then, you know, he kind of gave us the whole talking to, and it has to be administered. She's like, but we've got it on video. Like, we were totally genuine about it. So stupid. He must have went in and said, I had a couple of dumb broads, I'm telling you. He let us through, but we did get a stern talking to. I'm sure next time I drive through, I will probably get pulled over. But he just wanted to get rid of us. So the green one is not acceptable.
Okay.
But the telehealth one that you can order, if you have Aeroplan, you can order it through Switch.
$35.
Thank you. Yeah, or yeah, the Switch one, right?
Use it
And
all the time.
I've done it myself. They just need to see you doing it. And again, you can do that if you want, but yeah, just don't use the green one. Just remember us at the bottom order. pregnancy test. So.
What happens if you were to test positive?
So up to sailings up until September 30th, if you test positive, right now, we just extended it actually to September 30th. So if you test positive within 30 days of going on your cruise, we will then give you a future cruise credit for your cruise penalty. And you can use it within 1 year of sailing.
Well, I'm actually talking about that, you do it 2 days before the ship goes, then you land thing. So if you test positive there, what?
Then you won't be able to board.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be able to board, but again, we will give you a future cruise credit for.
If you're stuck in Alaska.
You're not stuck in Alaska, because you're allowed to fly back to Canada without a test, right? It's the Americans that have an issue. They can't actually you can't fly into the States without a negative COVID test. So we're good right now. So if you did, God forbid you do, but if you're up in Anchorage and you happen to you test positive and we can't let you on the ship, you can still fly home from there. As long as you just you go straight to Vancouver.
I don't think you can because.
Why not?
There's a screening question, if you tested positive. So
Oh, right,
You
that
will-
one, right,
yeah,
Kent.
so
Yeah, forgot
you
about
will
that.
need to
Forgot about
stay in
that.
Alaska for 7 more days. So.
It is 7, yes.
Yeah.
My apologies. I'm thinking of the other way.
And since
And you have
last,
insurance, yes.
Yeah,
Make sure
we've-
you have insurance.
we've got insurance to cover your quarantine and, the whole bit, a change of fees. We've had, between my 6 stores, we've had maybe 50 people who have tested positive during their trips. So we've had, several thousand people go. Most of those tested positive in January, February. Very few since then. So we have helped them to find hotels. We've helped them change their flights home. We have showed them how to download the Uber Eats app, be able to get food and that kind of stuff. So, and in January, there are worse places to spend 14 days than in Florida. So.
And yeah, Sean's team, does take off the heavy burden from us. I know with at Princess, we do have obviously sailings all over the place, and it's hard for us to manage every single passenger. We do make sure they get to the hotel, but there could be a lapse in communication. I'm just being completely honest with that. And Sean has called me and said, okay, my guests are down in Florida. They can't get back. What's going on? And we walk through it with each other, but him and the team will take care of you at that point. So
Yeah, you're not on your own.
So I apologize. I just came back from, where the heck was it?
We were in Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yes.
And sorry, I was gone for 21 days, so I'm still trying to remember, where am I waking up today? And so I was thinking, I was negative and just getting off the ship and just being able to fly home. So my apologies on the misinformation there. So we're good.
Okay. We've got some draw prizes.
Oh, we have some draw
prizes, so thank you for coming. And then we're gonna let you go, but thank you for coming. It was great to see you all. Feel free to stay around and, chat, you don't have to run away. The sun is still up, so it's all good. We have 2 wonderful prizes. We have a princess bathrobe to get you in the mood. To draw.
Oh, you want me to? Okay. Okay. Miriam Koski, is that right?
There we go. And then we have a swag bag with another bathrobe and some other exciting Expedia cruise ship center stuff.
Maureen Verdon.
There we go, perfect. So again, thank you, Christine, for coming all the way up to Thunder Bay. So thanks.
And the prop plane.
Thank you for coming. We look forward to planning your next amazing vacations.
Yes.
Thanks a lot,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye, everyone.